So many people talk about manifestation nowadays. It's the topic of the moment. Everybody talks about manifestation. How are you going to manifest your dreams? How are you going to manifest your dream life? Don't you for 1 second think that you need to learn manifestation. You are the very expression of manifestation, of life unfolding through you at every instant in this creation. You don't learn manifestation. You don't do manifestation. Manifestation is what you are. All you do is to manifest. Everything in your life is about manifestation. Everything you've ever done, the only thing that you do is to manifest. You're always manifesting. So you are a master manifester already. So the question is not how can I learn to manifest? The question is very deeply inside of yourself. The question is, what do I want to manifest now? Because you've been manifesting all your life, my friend. That's all you do. You are the very manifestation of life. Your unique manifestation of life. So the question is, what do I want to manifest now? And then that's when something magical happens. You start getting more control over your situation, over the things that you want to manifest. And that's not manifestation. You start becoming more aware. Okay? That's why people talk about these laws of manifestation, the law of assumption, the law of detachment, the law of belief. All of these laws, they are basically principles that when you start becoming more aware of them, more aware of yourself and your power to manifest, they are really useful. For instance, the law of assumption. The law of assumption states that you should assume everything that you want in your life. You should assume that to be true now. You don't need to learn to do that. That's all you've been doing. You are always assuming something to be true. You've been doing that all your life. Now you need to become more aware of what it is that you truly want, and you need to become more familiar with the thing that you truly want. Most people, they want something, but it's still in the back of their head. The entire basis of the way they operate, it's still the old version. So you're not assuming anything, my friend. You think you're assuming it because you've started thinking these new thoughts about the things that you want. You started imagining it more and more, right? And you started embodying your power more and more, your actual power to manifest. But the basis of who you are is still conditioned to step back. It's still conditioned to pull you away from the new version and take you right back to the old version. So when we talk about the law of assumption, is really understanding that you are but you need to understand this with every cell of your being needs to understand this, that you are a fluid, transparent manifestation. You are a fluid piece of life that can create itself and shape itself and design itself into whatever it wants. And that you were never rigid. Because if you still believe that you're rigid, then you're rigid because of the old identities, the limiting identities. They make you, you know, if you believe yourself to be rigid, that delays and slows down your manifestation process. Assuming that you are the person that you want to be, you not just think or feel, I assume that I am the person. It's not just thinking and feeling. It goes deeper than that. Thinking is one thing. Feeling is a different thing. But knowing is something completely different. Knowing. This is the law of assumption. It's when you know. It's when you know it to be true. There's not 1 inch of fiber in your being that is doubting anything because it's just normal. You are that. You are the person that you are because your heart is telling you that. Therefore, it cannot be something else. It is that. And because you've already erased all of the limiting beliefs and the old basis of your identity, then what we're talking about here is awareness. You have become more aware of who you are truly. The boundless, limitless truth of who you are. Your limitless identity. Not what your parents put in your head, not what society put in your head, not your name, not the thing you studied, not who you were as a kid, not how your parents brought you up, not the country you lived in, not the things that you liked yesterday. You are who you are. The boundless manifestation of life. Now, can somebody stop you when you know that about yourself? Can somebody stop you? If you have achieved a completely different level of awareness, 90% of the density and the clutter that was stopping you from taking action, stopping you from being who you deserve to be, all of that, my friend, with this more awareness, all of this clutter disappears. It doesn't go away, it dissolves. It dissolves into nothingness. That's how powerful you are. So, talking about the law of assumption, talking about the law of detachment, while I'm still not becoming aware of my boundless identity as a form of life, it's only going to make you confused at times. Because you're going to be trying to run after all these concepts while still holding a base of a rigid old identity. Don't you ever think for 1 second that you need to learn to manifest. You're manifesting at every instant. The question is, what do you want to manifest? You need to become more aware. And when you become more aware, you know who you are. And when you know who you are, which is limitless, then you're going to manifest the limitless in your life. Whatever limitless you consider to be limitless. Whatever greatness you consider to be, whatever dream life you consider to be, all of the clutter that was pulling you back disappears because you know who you are. You don't think, you don't feel, you know it. And when you know it, that's all you think about, that's all you feel, and a bunch more, many other things more. That's all that comes to your mind, that's all you do, that's where you exist. 360%, 360 degrees of your peripheral atmosphere of life. Follow that. That's who you are. I'll tell you this. Think of the thing you want. Think of the utmost dream life. You need to build a muscle of imagination in your favor. You need to be able to cultivate your magical imagination, your dream imagination. That's how you become familiar with the boundless. That's when you start opening up. That's one of the ways. There's 1,000 ways, right? That's when you start opening up and putting one foot in the water of your dreams, in the lake of your dreams. I'll give you a task. Grab a piece of paper. Describe your dream life in detail. In detail. In detail. What is the texture of the rug you walk on in your big living room in a cottage in Switzerland? As you walk to the terrace in a snowy morning in December, right by the mountains of Switzerland, for example. You have a warm coffee in your hand. Describe everything in detail. Let the magic come to you. Because people, they have these dreams, they have these goals, but there's still, the energy is still going too much outside. They haven't embodied, not just assumed, but become. The law of assumption. Look, you don't simply assume, you become. Should be called the law of becoming. When you become, there's no assumption. It is. You understand? Can you feel my energy? It is. It's a different level. Write the thing in detail. You're going to start feeling something different already just by writing that down. Now, turn the page. On the other side of the sheet, write how that person is feeling, how you're feeling at that moment. How are you feeling? Now, after that, you write, what do you believe about yourself? What's your identity? Do you still feel like you're limited or you're limitless or you can do anything? How does life feel to you at that moment? Is it a burden? Is it just an opportunity to create more? Or is it a gift, a miracle, a dream where you're literally floating in your dream? How does that person think? Do they think empowering thoughts? Do they just know who they are in its essence? That's who you need to start becoming familiar with. That's how you become. And when you become, there's nothing to assume. And right now, my friend, let me tell you, you are a master manifester. All you need to do is take that mastery of manifestation that you already have and just take it and tweak it a little bit and make it your own way and bring the sweetness that you want to it. In other words, life is magical. Number one, life is magical. Number two, life is waiting for you. Life has created a master manifester through you. And you're out here thinking, how can I manifest? How can I manifest? How can I manifest? If you could just pause everything else, close all the videos, and become aware of who you are as a sovereign manifestation of existence itself, become a little bit more aware of who you are in the vastness of creation. Manifestation doesn't become something new that you learn. It just becomes something that's now in your power. Now you're taking conscious charge of the incredible journey you've been granted. May the universe, may existence, may God, may the source be with you, my dear friend. Manifestation is your birthright. It's such a birthright that is the only thing that you've ever done and the only thing that you'll ever do, but yet is the miraculous everything.